Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another amazing episode of the warmest, wisest, wittiest podcast on the side of eternity, the White Paper Podcast. And to think that the podcast called White Paper is being hosted by a black man. But, I mean, should we white label all this thing? Anyway, it's too early to start. Thank you to everybody who's been liking, sharing, commenting, telling your friends about the amazing insights that we're sharing in a very fun and fancy way. Today, we are about to take this game, unquote, to another level. Or you can call us ballers, even though none of us is bearing the name baller. I'll see you right after this intro. All right, welcome back. As you can see, I'm super excited because my guest today is as dynamic as this show. He is intelligent, he is smart, he's a fine boy. And he has all these amazing attributes of doggedness, determination, expertise, skillfulness. He's exemplary, he's inspiring, he's on fire! And he is very happily married. Ladies and gentlemen, celebrate one of Nollywood's finest, and soon one of Hollywood's finest, and soon one of Globalwood's finest.
Globalwood.
Stan Globalwood.
Globalwood. Now we go start.
Now we go start.
Now we go start.
Globalwood or Globalwood.
I know some wood.
So they can catch fire with the wood.
Oh God, give them. We should write that down.
Ladies and gentlemen, I stand for Stan.
Hey, I was thinking, is that intro for a pro?
Or for what?
And they try to do this. I don't enter. I think, is that intro for a pro? This is what I did there. It took you a while. It took you a while. Is that intro for
pro?
Make I change that. Was that intro for a Trojan?
For a pro who's dressed in retro.
Hey, give them.
So you can give them down in retrospect. Because you're circumspect.
Now you get some. Let me not try. Let me stop trying.
All right. Thank you so much for coming, man.
Thank you for having me.
Idea of how busy you are. Like you're one of the hottest. Brightest. No jokes, so everybody knows it's true.
We try.
Right.
We try.
But I must say that you're doing an excellent job. It's remarkable. Your dynamism, your consistency, your passion. Even from your social media, people can tell that, man, this guy is, you're alive.
I am, actually.
Yeah, you are alive. You're not just like trying to survive and all of that. So thank you very much for that.
Thanks for having me.
So let's get to know Stan. People know you as, okay, this guy who is Mazi sometimes. He's Playboy sometimes. Hana sometimes. Yes. And all the other things. But tell us a bit about yourself for context, background. How have you evolved into being this great actor, amongst other things?
Stanley 𝐷𝐿𝐿𝐿. I hail from Anambra State. Awesome. Newi South, precisely.
Igbo kwenu.
Hey!
Igbo kwenu.
Hey!
Where's the cola?
Igbo kwenu. I will keep the last one for when you come and collect your title from our. Okay. It's just two and give you.
No, I'm a patient man.
It's good. So, Osumeyi town. I'm a family of five awesome. Kids. I'm the first.
Wow.
Went to school, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka. I studied computer science. Oh, what am I now doing here?
As in,
but how many people they really do theater where they are?
Just watching on their computer.
Yeah, there's a relation here. So yeah, why I studied computer science, I was looking for an easy course.
Wow.
My cousin then said, she was studying medicine. Okay. And you're like, oh, my friend, with the year one, they always get lecture free day. With the jack. I say, sister, don't be angry. That's your friend. Which course? I said, computer science. I said, that's my course right there.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you. That was the reason. And I got there.
Wow.
Had a lot of math, statistics. You know, she told the story. She don't did their shoe. They wear. So, yeah, but it was fun to study. I mean, it's helped me so much, widen my horizon.
So you studied computer science.
Yes.
Could you compute her science?
I could compute my wife's science.
Because you're taking inside there.
Hey, kids, science school. Oh God, you're messing with my brain. So yeah, pretty much growing up was quite fun.
Yeah.
But I know that it became somewhat tough at some point when I had to go. Let's say tough, I had to be away from family.
Wow.
So I stayed, I left home as early as 10 years.
Really?
So I went to secondary school, but then...
We have some things in common.
Yeah, so...
House, right?
Boarding house. But my aunt was in Enugu at the time, so it was almost like living with my aunt. So I'd go to school and then come back during the holidays. So I feel like there was sort of, that time, just on a bad day. So there was some sort of disconnect from, immediate family. But I like to think that that's one of the things that made me tough and made me as dogged as I am now. I just know that, guy, you just got to make him. You just have to do it. You just have to make it happen. So I'm grateful to God for all the decisions that happened for me, even without me, saying that this is what I wanted to do. Decided to act as soon as I got out from school.
Where did that come from? Where did that desire to
that I think about it
messages?
Yeah, I think about it sometimes, and I'm not, because it's not an industry you just want to come in. Right now it's more rampant. I want to act. But as at 2005, when I just finished from secondary school, it didn't look like a career path to start with. So I was writing songs. So it was almost like, there's holiday now. What are the other things I can do? I can sing. Make the right song. Maybe I go try my hands on music. And then I saw a show on TV at some point. It's called Arise Africa. I wouldn't forget. It was on AIT. And I saw that and I said, let me go. And they say, come and register for singing, register for acting. I said, okay. I had I think I had 1,500. The registration was about 5,000. I had 1,500. I had to sell one slip as I got to my cousin.
I love to hear those kind of stories.
I think he bought it for 3,000. So I had about 4 or 5. So I go to the place I will register. It was somewhere in Anifowoshe, Ikeja.
Wow.
And I didn't have enough money to register for acting.
Wow.
So I registered for singing. I said, do you have a demo? I said, I don't have a demo, but I have a book where I've written on my song. All my friends are saying, I showed them on my song. And then I went back.
You didn't have a demo, but you could demo.
I could demo. Gay. I didn't have I must do one before I come for this show. One must enter. I didn't have a demo, but I could demo. I must do one.
Yes, man.
So they saw that. Bottom line, none of that worked out.
Wow.
And then I got admission into to study, but then to do pre-science.
Okay.
So that was when I joined a theater group, Champions Theater, so I joined the choir and joined the drama group. Yeah.
So both of your
giftings, but it was not, that's where we now had to choose, because you know how Sunday service was now. I will go for rehearsals on Saturdays for choir, I'll go for rehearsals for drama because it fits different rehearsal times. And then on Sunday, when it was time for presentation, how we usually work is that the drama people will first present, and just while they are leaving the stage, let's welcome music ministers. Yeah. So I will always have chalk on my face and rapper with singlet. Yes, so you'll be behind backstage trying to wear your black pants and your uniform. Before they come, choir don't climb. So I said, I can't be doing this. Just to the side. Right. So, but I was more passionate about acting. So I realized that whenever I ministered, people will just always come to me and say, guy, you the actor, guy, it was so powerful, guy. I say, so, sometimes person when don't get the talent, they soon know, you might think that you're so talented, but what's the yardstick? How talented are you? Can your talent stand the test of time? If you put it side by side, someone who is in the UK, or how would they match up? So I didn't know how talented I was. I just knew I had a passion for this. It was with all these recommendations and all these compliments that I just thought, okay, maybe I can really do this professionally. And then, voila, I started, went for the first audition, went for the second, and we're here today.
Amazing. That's amazing.
It's amazing because I'm amazed. No, I'm not there yet. I'm not there. We're not there yet. We're going there. I must do one. We enter. It's amazing because I'm amazed. That's so dry. It's amazing because I like maize.
Because I like maize. And you're inside this country. Corn.
Country! Bella, you know, say, maize, as maize no come enter, I throw me off balance.
You go put corn inside.
You enter, yeah. I go do one week was enter.
You will do it.
If we don't finish, we'll continue this. We'll continue this show tomorrow.
I know, right? It's enter. Lovely story. I love the fact that you've already spoken about, you know, the doggedness and the grit, because when I see you, of course, I see somebody who's very gifted, exceptionally gifted. And I see somebody who is like very disciplined. It just shows. Like, right. So I know it must be coming from somewhere. So like, how many movies have you done now? Let me guess. 367.
It might be more than that. I've lost count, to be honest.
Wow.
So more like projects, because I had the series, I had the everything. Maybe we should start counting, like, you know how pilots will count like flight hours? Because to be honest, I've lost count.
Wow.
But just to be modest, maybe over 200.
Wow.
But that would be putting, because in a year I would do more. Right now it's not as much as it used to be, but I know that the years we have done maybe like 50, because every week I'm on set.
Wow.
So if you count, and we shoot for about 4 to 5 days, 6 for a film. So except it's now projects that would need a lot of time. So the big budget projects that take maybe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, which I'm doing more of now. So it's now harder to now count those numbers.
Big boy.
You know, so I'm trying to count. You know, I'm trying not to just be on every film because of, you know, I'm trying to, you know, do more quality work. I'm trying to do more work that would sustain and be sustainable and then impact. Absolutely.
Okay. So let's talk about how you started, because I remember the first time I paid attention as well, 2016.
Okay.
I'm like, so this young guy, like very hungry, very good and everything. And I know that many of the projects we are doing there were just like
anything that is available. Yes.
Maybe just the
absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
How did you get started? Because I know that people are watching right now, like, okay, you know, you have a lot of big films under your belt. Like, I don't have the permission to check your belt.
Yes. I don't have a belt on because I have a lot of films under my belt. I'm getting there. The way it's going. You don't answer. Pardon me, just be following me. Follow me carefully. I'm going somewhere. Follow me. No. Let me not lose you. I'm going somewhere. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere.
This is funny.
I don't have it because I have a lot of films under my belt. No, that one enter. No. Give me a accolade. That one, please. You almost.
If you photograph and waiting, we can film. You try.
I don't try. One must enter. You don't improve from that corn one. That maze and amazing. I'm amazed.
Yeah, one step at a time. Guys, encourage Stan.
Encourage me.
All right, so how do you get started? The people that are watching now, and maybe they're gifted, maybe they're not, maybe they have passion, maybe they don't, but they want to break into Nollywood. So like for your trajectory over the last 6 years, you are like one of the faces now. Yeah. Like people see you and they're like, okay. So somebody's like, I want to get involved. I want to get started. How should it go about? How did you get into Nollywood?
Okay.
So you've spoken about the theater thing. How do you then transition? And
so I'll first say that the dynamics are different now. The way we wanted to act and how we started is a bit different from if you want to start now. But for us, it was, attended a lot of auditions.
Back then, right?
So I could do like 200 auditions in a year and maybe not even maybe do one waka pass or 2 small roles. Yes, because the hustle then was the audition. So when you say I'm going out in the morning, you're not going to shoot. We're having fun just auditioning. So I can do as much as 3 auditions a day.
Wow.
So there's one in 𝐷𝐿, there's one in 𝐷𝐿, there's one in VI. So you just check your time. If you just say, okay, I live close to you because I used to stay in Nigerian State. So it means that 𝐷𝐿 is closer to me. You first ask, which will they do this one? Which one would they better? Where do I start a better chance? You first go and write your name in 𝐷𝐿, maybe be number 5. I'll be hoping they will start on time. So before 11, you can live there and be in 𝐷𝐿. And if you don't call your friends with this 𝐷𝐿, I beg help me write my name. Then by the time you don't do 𝐷𝐿 by 1, because you still enter traffic before you reach there. They like 1, 2, but I can't still call people for VI. I beg, it makes sense. But I no bother because maybe now 300 naira remain for my business. But I go follow Aaron, reach VI. Then when they come back, I go for and reach Bagada. Then I go do boss from there. You know, so you go don't check yourself. So you can do as much as 3 every year. So it was a lot of auditions.
Wow.
So I got a lot of small roles. One because
do you remember your first pay in Nollywood?
Private sector. Was it? Private sector would have been.
That's amazing. Now you remember all the names.
Yes. Of course. So because I wanted to have. I said I was an actor for so long without a body of work.
Whoa.
And one of the greatest challenge when we go to auditions was, what have you done? So what have I done? We will not be manufacturing films that we never did. So I had films that were not popular. Yes. So I said Sunday morning. He's not out yet. Who directed it? 𝐔𝐷𝐿. Yes. So and these are films I did, but I know that these films will never see the light of day. That Sunday morning, I begged. If 𝐔𝐷𝐿 is watching this right now, I begged 𝐔𝐷𝐿. So 𝐔𝐷𝐿 used to
edit this thing. Let me have a future.
𝐔𝐷𝐿 was. I used to work with Unity FM, so in my radio station in school. So he was in the same radio station, and I heard him saying one day, "I'm making a short film." You know that I direct for people in school in theater art. Then he was making something in Lagos when he gets back home. You know, so I called him up. I said, I wanted to audition for him. Please, let me just do it. Because it was so difficult telling people that I was an actor. And I didn't know the strength of my craft. Yes, I had acted on stage. The dynamics are different when it comes to camera. What do I look like on camera? Can I even see myself on TV? Is it possible? I didn't. And then we didn't have phones to come and say, record. Now people can do monologues, get lightings. It was very vague for me then. So I went and did a reading for him in his house. This is my mate in school. You know when you're begging your mates, I beg, I want to act. Enter. He gave me the lead in that film. Sunday morning. Film, he later edited it and brought it out. It was so dark, it was hard to see myself. See, the lighting was bad. No, and I think I still have that film. It will probably be in my archive somewhere. It was on DVD. It was black. There were scenes. I said it's a day scene and outside. But once you enter inside house, you just be seeing shadows. You know, so
the scenes were like sins. As an SCENE.
As an SIN.
Yeah. Every scene was a sin.
It was a sin to do this scene.
Yeah.
God. I just beef you because I never see do one. You know they give me back to back. The scenes were like scenes. I must do one. Guys, when I go copy one for me. Paper producer podcast. Thank God for this podcast because our pod no go cast. What the hell was that? What the hell? What was that?
Cracking me up by talking.
Our fish pond. No go cut. As I was saying. So Sunday morning gave me a body of work. So back auditions. I got fed up at some point because I wanted more. I wanted something different. 2011, someone sent me something off the paper. So yes, I still trying to hustle from 2005. It was hard to. I think the first audition I ever went for was in 2006 or so. I was in school now, but it was my long back, and I'd come home. I'd asked a friend of mine who said, "Oh, he's a director," but of course he was directing in Asaba. I needed to go back to Lagos because I was still under my parents. I needed to still be a responsible child. I went back home. And I know that when I got home, I was like, okay, this acting thing, is that doesn't happen in Lagos. It's only, I don't have to be in Asaba. Because I've had cases where I was in Asaba 5 days waiting for one actor to come back so I can shoot my scene with them. Wow. And then I'm missing classes. So it was a bit difficult. Yeah. So I was like, oh, this acting thing, don't they act in Lagos? He said, oh, yes, you can go to Winnie's Hotel. There's a place you can do auditions. I said, no, wala, Winnie's Hotel. Yeah, he says, I went to Winnie's Hotel next morning. And I got there. There was a location boss. I met this lady, Oma, and for some reason, I feel like she's a guardian angel because till today, I've not set my... Yeah, she's not on any film. I've never seen any film she acted. So I'm like, how did she come to be? Why was she there? Wow. So she had advised me, that I'll connect you to my PM. I'll take you to, if he has anything. So I followed them to set. And they went on their own location bus. I followed another. I don't even know how I got there. I know that I entered bus, collected address, got there. And there was nothing for me to do because they didn't have any work up. Because I was like, can I just even pass? Can you just put the camera? Let me pass so that this film can be one of the things I would say I've done. I didn't care what I was going to do in the film. They said, there's no role, but that is an audition that I should, why don't I start trying auditions? This is PM talking now. Yeah. Why don't I start trying auditions out?
Stand for?
Production manager. It was a production manager of this said this 𝐷𝐼 girl was, and I said, no, I don't want to have to go through the hurdle of audition. I don't want anybody to not tell me, let me even just do Wakapa. The reason I didn't want to go for auditions is that I didn't know how good I was. So I didn't want to put my talent to that test.
Yeah.
Always test your talents so that they will not be
latent.
Oh God! Why didn't I think of it before I say?
To show that they are potent.
They think that they sweet for mouth. I said, so
you go do it.
I go to before. I go just think. I go look for one word now. They look for how you go take enter waiting when they talk. So yeah, I didn't want to put my talent to the test because I wasn't sure how good I was and I didn't want anybody to tell me no. Yeah. I was scared to be rejected. I was scared to expose myself. So I told him, no, I'd rather do Wakapas here. Don't worry, just give me anything you have. Let me just even do it. House boy, because I didn't want to be thrown into the pond and then survive from there. Yeah. And he said something to me. He said, if you're not ready for rejection, then you're not ready to be in Nollywood.
Come on.
You have to brace yourself and say, you know what? Come what may, I want to be here. What would you have me do? Because sometimes I feel like people just want to, they don't want to hear the truth. People just want to hear that you're good. You want your friends that will say, wow, guy, you did art, you did sing. You're not go on the international stage and embarrass yourself. When you should be here.
You did sing.
You did sing. If you did sing, you did sing. You know, one day.
Now waiting they sing.
Now waiting they sing, you gon' the.
You know sing. That's why ANC.
Oh, now waiting they sing. When no sing.
Now why you sing and can't they sing?
Let's go. Because now, when they draw like graph now, when they draw like graph, which one is this? Which one is that? What does this one mean? How do we put it in a sentence? Come
on, host the show again because I don't.
Crazy.
This is graph.
That graph you want the draw sink inside sink. You know they sing. You know they sink. 𝐾𝐻𝐿 on top white paper post me. Say you don't leave waiting with the talk. They talk and that thing. No, I don't understand that. Am I the
only one about to fall on the
I didn't understand that. Audience, do you understand that sink one? I didn't get it. Perhaps you write it on white paper and drop it for us. Let's do the mathematics. And know if a sentence is out of that sink.
Oh my word. Guys,
please do not use a sentence like that again, else I will sentence you to jail. Yeah, I told you. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Glory.
I need to catch my breath. Like, no, but that was
me. I tell you, say the wisdom of the Holy Ghost.
Come on.
By the time it came upon you,
are they ready? Do they know you?
A sentence. Do not use a sentence like that again.
Otherwise.
Else I will sentence you to jail. Oh, to life
You
imprisonment.
sentence me, regardless of my statement.
Oh, yes.
Guys, this is amazing. I don't know about you, but I'm having such a great time and I'm learning as well. Stan has walked us through a bit of his background and it's so rich. You know, I love conversations because they allow us to excavate wisdom.
Absolutely.
There are people that will see you, but they don't know the backstory. So thank you for showing us part of the backstory. And talking about the backstory, relax because there's more to the story. And even though it's not Tales by Moonlight, you're going to get the story on IG stories
and even though it's not Tales by Moonlight, you cannot spell my
you
record.
can be the head in the sunlight.
Are you good on the break?
Yes.
You might not spell my record. Let's go. My sentence one is still standing.
That's sentence one.
It's hot. No, we're not good. Let's go. Yeah, we're good.
All right, guys, we'll be back right after this break. Thank you so much, guys, for staying with us on this amazingly hilarious, outrageously, ridiculously intelligent yet funny episode of White Paper Podcast. And we've got this G.
We did try.
G. The guy with it try.
We no go die. Let's go.
Just want to celebrate those who are supporting this podcast. We have Global Greatness, our community of influencers and leaders who are interested in their personal and business growth. And of course, we have Genius X, a community of brilliant minds shaping the world with their creativity, ideas, and innovation. And even though your ex might not be a genius, it can be a genius, member of Genius X. And we have Dream Stream, causing your dreams to stream. And we have Dream Space, where your dreams come alive. If you'd like to support us, help us make wisdom viral by sharing healthy, wholesome, transformational content in a wise woman witty way, please get in touch with us. Be a part of what we're doing. You can send your details to the information on the screen or get in touch with us via +234 908 22345667. Also, get our merch and our products that will really enrich your experience. And you help us spread the wisdom. Don't just hear the wisdom, wear the wisdom. And let's make the world a better place.
My name is 𝐷𝐿 Oluwatoyinbo. I'm an entrepreneur and marketer and a farmer. All right, so the session with Pastor Dami is really, really inspiring and impactful. As a matter of fact, I would say I practically traveled down just for this purpose, and I'm not regretting it. If I thought going back would really be serious hold up, but what I've gotten here is just so mind-blowing. Of course, what is even paid is a peanut compared to the value that was gotten from the session. And that is why I would want to encourage anybody to also have a taste of the kind of wisdom that is coming forth from Pastor Dami's mouth. Is really, really inspiring, and I don't think I will forget this session so soon. I will also want to use this medium to advise anybody who is watching right now to please register with the Genius X, and that is because the level of information and impact that will be gotten is not something you will forget so soon. As a matter of fact, it can help anyone to chart a course. Okay, so please, wherever you are, try as much as possible to plug into Genius X. And thank God for Pastor Dami. He's very, very lenient, and that is why you can as well just spread the payment twice, just as he has done after the session. So it's a good thing that you should connect to.
All right, so we're back to it. That's sentence.
That's it's still standing. It's still standing. If I bring another one, go overwrite them. If not, I'm going home with that. Thanks.
Well, you know that you are actually Stan. It means you can raise the standard.
I agree. I'm Stan. I can raise the standard.
Yeah, if Stan's hard, does that make it the standard?
Oh God, it stands. I mean, don't write that one for me. I'll carry and go as it stands hard. Does that make it a standard? Add it. When I did this thing.
The next one. All right. So let's talk about, you were about telling us, I'm sorry I interrupted
It's
you,
fine.
about telling us the first pay you got from Nollywood. I said private sector.
It was from a show called Private Sector. I don't know if it's 5 or 10,000 now.
What year was this?
That was 2009.
Wow.
So I got my first role in 2006, but it was hard for me to do. So that first audition I eventually went for, I got the role. So there was something called Point and Kill. So it was you come. So they look at the different roles on the script. Yeah. So there's Angela is 35. So they go to the crowd. Like you. So instead of saying come and read. So they just casting for all the roles. And my character, so it took about 3-4 hours. Nobody was calling anybody, any young guy. So towards the end of the audition, they came, pointed like 7 other guys. Yeah. And then I was the first to read. I was so nervous. Wow. My hands were shaking. But by the time I was looking at the lines, as a bad. So the guy wanted to sleep with his girlfriend, but they give her. He was so how they turn on to why you do? How dare you? No. But as my hand is shaking, they turn on to anger.
Acting with that.
And I see acting. You make it anything where the flaws, you add it. Yeah. Your hand is shaking. Add it to the character. Yeah. So I finished, and even the other guys. Because I was the first person that went. For some reason, as my first audition, I cack well. I try make I say this one, let me put my best foot forward. And even the other guys were like, this guy. Oh, this guy. Even because it's an open audition. Yeah. So the audience can see anyone performing. So it's like, who be this guy? So I didn't know anybody. I was in one corner. So when I performed, I got a couple of friends because this guy, because people would know. It will not hide. Yeah. If you're talented, once people see it, they want to identify with you. So that's it. They called names, and my name was.
And to think that you were scared.
I was scared. I didn't give it a chance.
Wow. So that tells us sometimes what you're afraid of is already afraid of you.
Absolutely. You just need to give it a chance. Go. Because you never know what you're capable of until you give it a try. Awesome. Like I was telling you about the film I just made. I didn't know what was waiting for me on the other end. And I would have been here still procrastinating, saying, I want to do a project. Yeah. I want to do a project. Yeah. But you never get to do it because you're scared of probably failing. You're scared of not having all the funds. You're scared of not doing it well enough. You're scared that it might not work out. Yeah. Yeah. What do you have to do? Yeah. Lose. Nothing. Give it a try and you never know.
Amazing.
You never know. So private sector would have been 5,000 or 10,000. That was the rate at the time. So I can't remember.
Private sector, but they gave you public sector money.
Well, exactly. And then I think public wage was minimum wage was
17,000.
I think it was 17. They just increased it now.
Okay.
That time was like 9.8.
Wow.
It was when they increased. Oh, as at 2000, yeah, because I think it was when I was 7 in 2012 that they made minimum wage 19,500. So wow. I don't know what it is now.
So even though you are getting minimum wage, you give them the maximum
input. Absolutely.
But let's talk about that. Let's talk about it because thank you so much. You were on my first ever music video.
Oh, that was the first one.
No, second.
You're not alone. I know I was on. You're not alone.
So you're second actually. Okay. First was Graceful Chan. And when I got on the set, the way you're acting, I'm like, all the energy that we have in the video.
We have to.
Talk about that passion because I was very impressed.
Yeah.
It was just it's not just, but I'm just saying it's a music
video. So
thing.
I get it.
It wasn't like there was a big pay or anything like that. What drives you to kill every role? Because I've seen you do
small films, yes,
then rich guy, playboy, or progressive career guy. How do you bring that 100%?
I think the decision to always put your best foot forward shouldn't be hard because you never know which people are going to see. Like I was telling you, I don't know if we were saying that on camera, someone who sends me a voice note and says that she's never seen me on TV, that she watches a lot of Nigerian content, a lot of Nigerian films. She's wondering why she just seen me for the first time.
Wow.
I have a film on YouTube now that's called Caregiver, and I posted it yesterday. So it just occurred to me that it can be anything. It can be just a small video. It can be what we're doing now. You never know who is watching. So every single time, every single opportunity you have to be on TV is an opportunity for you to sell yourself, to show your identity, who you really are. So whether it's a music video, whether it's a skit, whether it's a short video, whether it's an interview, you never know who's watching, and when they're watching it is the media, right? Even if nobody's ever going to see it, you need to put your best foot forward. It can just be that somebody's going to see it in their trash and decide to plug it in.
Come on.
So you never know. So for me, I want people to see me for who I really am anytime they get an opportunity to see me on TV or to see me via their phones, because people are never going to, there are people that would never meet me until they die. There are people I might not have the opportunity to see physically. So that's the only avenue they were able to say, think, or that's the only way they would know who I am through the works I do.
Yeah.
You know, it's not possible that over 8 billion people in this world will meet me one-on-one, but they can meet me through the voice, the works they see, through the music videos. So that's what, inspires my decision to, want to be energetic. I mean, I met 𝐷𝐿 in 2008 now, for the first time. And the way he treated me, nobody knew me. Nobody knew who was Stan Nze. I went to do an interview for him, and the way he was very energetic, he gave me, I was working with Sound City then. I'm like, this guy will be Stan. He wants to get a picture. You want to get a picture with him. They will think he's the one farming you.
Wow.
The way he will scatter his head. And I'm like, this is an energy I want to covet.
Wow.
I mean, I don't want to ever let, you know how the media can be, after a while it gets into your head. But now the star boy and now they want. And I know I mentioned it to him recently. I said, that kind of it triggered how I want to be perceived as a star eventually. So I made the decision right even before I started becoming popular. And I've told God, no matter how high you take me, I want to be approachable. I want to share why do I have this talent anyway? If I will not be able to share it with the world, if it cannot be a blessing to somebody, if I cannot be in your music video and, if I have to make it a hassle to be on it, why do I have it just to act and go and die? So people have to be affected by this talent you have given me, because freely I got it, freely I would share.
Make a fine offering.
Offering basket. Where is it? Yeah, where's it there? Transfer.
Send me crypto wallets. Crypto
transfer. I don't have crypto. I have no more account.
Crypto wallet.
Don't worry, I opened the crypto one.
No, but guys, you need to sow. You sow a seed inside of this grace. So.
My account number is media team. Account number is sliding right. If they don't put it, you will see my account on the screen, right? Have you seen it? Please drop something. Yeah, thanks. For thanks.
For the offering, for the ministry to go to permanent site. No, but it's amazing. I love your heart and I love that passion.
Thank you.
Now let's talk about some tactical things.
Yeah.
This audition that you spoke about, have you ever embarrassed yourself at an audition before?
Embarrassed.
Felt like
embarrassed.
I didn't kill it. Like
a lot of times. First of all, when you audition and then you don't get the role, you feel like you're not good enough. Nobody comes to tell you. How many times do you get an opportunity to know who was back end to say, "Oh, you were good enough"? But I remember one that broke me down so much. I think it was sometime in, I can't remember what year it was now, but it would have been around 20. I was out of school now, maybe 2010, 2011. I auditioned for a show called Smoke. 𝐷𝐿 was the executive producer and producer. And it felt like a really simple audition. So I was so angry that I didn't pass. And really, I didn't pass.
Wow.
So I was preparing so much, we were looking for so little. So the audition was expression test. Angry, sad, happy. And I guess what she was looking for was, she calls an expression, show on your face.
Yeah.
Angry. How dare you do that to me? Sad. How dare you do that to me? Happy. Oh, thank you, Father. I got the admission. Nollywood. I didn't know any better. I felt like I gave everything. Oh, thank you. Like, looking like I should go. Like, And I remember going home and weeping so much because that one you will know if you passed or not. Because once you pass, they say, "Oh, please wait behind." They will not give you a script.
Wow.
So I said I couldn't even pass an audition to be on Omotola's show.
Wow.
I was killing me, where are you now? And I was done with school now, you know. So where am I going now? I can't even pass simple auditions. So it was really hot and you know when celebrities then come to hold auditions, like, I must get on this one. These are my chance to really show.
Yeah.
I was so devastated. You know, months down the line, I attended another of that audition with 𝐷𝐷𝐈𝐒 of blessed memory. Expression test. So now the difference is that she gave us notes.
Okay.
So it was, if this roof is coming down, I don't want your hands off your laps. Sit down, just expressions. I'll be taking you through your expressions. Just use your face. And it happens to be one of the best auditions I've attended. Wow. She liked it. Sadly, I was too young for the role. So in fact, she offered me the role, but she's just saying, Ebuka, because she used to call me, she calls me because Ebuka is my middle name. Because that's what she saw on the form. So we had to feel that. She said, if I give you this role now, it's possible that nobody will ever see you as young. I just turned 20.
Wow.
I just turned 20. And the guy was supposed to be, was way older. And the actress was supposed to actually was like 5 years older than myself. I was like, we can make it work, but it will be a lot of making you grow up so soon. It's supposed to be newly married, you know, that do I want it? I should go home and think about it. I said, Mom, I want it. I want to just blow. Whether I grow old, I don't grow old, you know. But one of the best decisions that she made was not giving me that role. Yes, down the line, she has passed. I'm the lead in a film she had written and made. Rattlesnake the Ahana story was 𝐷𝐷𝐈𝐒's film. Yes, that's now being remade. So she just always wanted me. So somehow in the realm of the spirit, I believe that her eyes still found me. She knew that she wanted me to be. In fact, there was a project we were talking about before she passed. I'm not sure I can talk, but I think it's still in the works. I can't talk about it now. She kept saying, "Oh, in Asibo." She met me somewhere. And say, "Oh, do you speak Igbo?" I say, "I speak Igbo." You know? And when she even say, "Oh, Sugodi," I was stammering and say, "Oh, this is your Igbo." But it was just because I was a bit under pressure. You know, but to think now that I'm the lead in Rattlesnake the Ahana story,
amazing.
It just makes me know that, oh, Mama, you're just somewhere up there, you know, still rooting for me and making sure that this happens. So amazing. How did I get there?
Have you been embarrassed?
Oh, yeah. So I guess that's the embarrassment. You have such a retentive. I know I have retentive memory. That's why I retentive memory. That's why I know. Sentence. You don't make such a sentence. Don't use such a sentence anymore. Else I will sentence you to life imprisonment. Let's leave it at that.
I love this. Thanks for that. Now let's talk about Ahana, Rattlesnake. I mean, it's like 20-something-year-old movie, and then was repositioned or repurposed. I don't know if I can use that as an expression for a modern.
Some people call it rebooted.
Rebooted.
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys still brought that flavor, that energy. Number one, how old were you when the first Rattlesnake was released?
That was 1993, so I would have been like 4.
Wow.
Yes, I would be.
So what process did you have to go into to interpret?
So initially, when I got the script, I was under a lot of pressure. I mean, this is a story that's been done before, a film that people loved. I know how with remakes, it was the second remake in Nigeria. Well, it's the first remake actually. The first thing that looked like it was Living in Bondage, which is a sequel because of course it was after the story was brought out of what has happened already. But for Rattlesnake the Ahana story, they were remaking it. Sort of what happened, so they are redoing it here. So it's the first remake in Nigeria, and then the pressure was a lot because people loved this first one. People loved the first Ahana. Yes, it's almost like I beg. I'm like, okay, what if we mess it up?
Like you used pure water. Get out of there. Put it on the act. Get out of there. So that was the pressure initially. But the thing that helped douse that was the fact that I was working with one of the most amazing team members, Ramsey, my fellow actors. And one of the things I know that I had to do to make that happen is I had to blank. I don't want to know what people had done before. Whatever character, how the character acted. Can we be true to who Ahanna is from paper and deliver him? And I think that's one of the best decisions we made for the film.
I love that expression, delivery.
Yes, it was one of the best decisions
Every
we made.
character is trapped in the text.
Yeah, so
Until
you
liberate.
you liberate
Let it
and
come alive.
not entrap.
Even if you like trap music.
Oh, no,
Don't say my if I see any comment that this thing is dry, I'll come after you. I know your house. I know you. So yeah, best decision we made.
Was that Stan speaking or Hannah speaking? Who spoke now?
Choose. Just choose. Agua, we are coming for you. So I think that's one of the best decisions we made to, step out of whatever people had seen before and whatever ideologies they had and be genuine and be true to who Ahanna really is. And it's possible that there are dimensions of Ahanna that the other actors never saw.
that we are seeing now. And Ahanna from 1993 isn't Ahanna from the 2000s. So
all the socioeconomic parameters that govern the culture.
As a band, so it would not be fair. It would be unfair to judge or put him in that box. So that's what we decided to do. Just fly with it, and then had a director that took me by, in fact, literally laid down and said, "You know what? Oh yeah, hop on my back, let's go." And that was what it was. I don't know, and this with fear to not sound like very individual with this film. I had such a good experience. I had such a good time filming it. The energy on set, the love.
And then you guys traveled.
Went to SA. Yeah, so it was just
I think
something.
must have met you at
The airport, that was there. I was thinking about that. I thought it was when I was going on my honeymoon. So it was SC. So it was during COVID.
Yeah.
It was actually, I think it was sometime August 2020.
I see.
So
Amazing small world.
Small world.
Let's talk about best decisions you've made. What are some of the best decisions you've made?
Best decisions I've made. Giving my life to Christ.
Amazing.
That's one of because it's almost not, it's the anchor from which I have now made other decisions.
Wow.
It's because of Jesus that I will not do some certain things. He's the one that, I get my moon button, I go say, you just spoke to somebody wrongly, go back. And so it's just the anchor that every other thing springs us from. One of the best decisions I made is getting married to my wife. My beautiful wife.
See the smile. The smile is different.
That's one of it didn't look like, how those things that didn't look like it's going to happen and how quick it did. I think that's a very good decision I made. And my career part as well, being in Nollywood is one of because career part is one decision that sometimes if you miss it, there are people that you go see they make money. If I imagine I was just one IT guy somewhere or auditions, I tried it for 2 years and said, you know what, this thing is probably not for me. In fact, I remember in 2014 when I was in Training Tower. Like, it didn't feel like it was working. I was hungry. I was not hungry for drive. No, I was hungry for hunger.
Fasting.
Hunger being the wire me. I remember a friend of mine met me in the studio one day. I'm like, guy, you be like, say they suffer. I kid you not, a friend of mine, and you know that sometimes if
someone says,
if now you they suffer, they really know say they suffer because you can still wear clothes from house, still wear your keto, wear your shirt, still bath, but you never chop for a while, so you gonna dry up. Now people gonna change it.
Something
because you see yourself every morning. They wake up. When the things they chop the worm, they chop your food for they really notice say you don't. And I'm like, and I can't. But he could tell that. He could tell.
But your car can't be like khaki.
It can't be like khaki. So
I see my hand.
Oh, okay. I see your hand. So, oh no, it sort of got to me, but also it was a motivation to want to be better. I'd made my first film.
Come on.
bad drop. And you know how
Backdrop.
bad, like a bad taxi.
Oh.
Yeah, so it starred myself, Carly Cargo, Mary Lazarus, and it was a film that was made from sweat, blood,
and tears.
Tears. So I had everything. In fact, everything and more, because it was my mom. Thank you, Mom, for all your support. My mom sent me costumes from Abuja, because my mom is so fashion designer. So clothes for all the ladies. Oh, you see, my aunt helped with welfare. You know, so it was that film that, okay, everything where I get money, this is my own money, but what other things can I get?
Yeah.
You know, I was ready to change the status quo. I wanted to launch out properly. Okay, these lead roles that people are not giving me, can I even
lead my role?
Let me lead my role. But so that's in itself is risky, because you can do it and if it flops, and then it's like, okay,
that's avoiding
avoiding, or you can do it and it's like, okay, I think there's something there. So that was when. So I was literally living on sausage roll and whatever fizzy drink I can find in traffic. In fact, I looked forward to going on traffic so that I will not be trafficked. Try.
You're careful about traffic so that you know
not be trafficked.
Thankfully, you didn't study pharmacy, because you would have had drugs, and I would have been drug trafficking.
Yeah, you have to collect the things, huh? You have to follow in this my glory. You have to put yourself in this my glory.
And to join your train, the train of your glory.
So yeah, bad drop. So it was in that season that you know, that, because I knew I didn't look good enough, because I know I wasn't feeding as well.
So
you know,
the guy saw you and just spoke his mind.
Yeah, and it was and I really can't go out. Come within 6.
This is my life.
See, I did suffer. I did like say this is my suffer. So I know that they suffer, but see, it didn't show like that to me, because you know it was very casual, but people were there.
Yeah.
So she yeah, that was 2015.
Oh, wow.
2015 it was before that period. I was going to throw in the towel. And then one of my pastors, PCJ, was preaching. Wow. And I know that he had mentioned, it's like, that once you find it, and I think I got here because of career path, because sometimes even the place that God has destined you to be might not be as rosy, but you have to answer that question first. Is this where I'm meant to be? Amazing. Once you're able to answer that, no matter how tough it feels, you have to you have to remind yourself, like when Jesus asked Peter to come, when Peter said to him, if it's you, ask me to come. So that's very important. Are you the one keeping me here? So because it was Jesus, didn't mean that he wouldn't drown.
Come on.
He was Jesus that asked him to come, but when he started looking at the storm and when things started getting difficult, he was drowning. Yeah, he was sinking. So the question too is, when you're sinking, who do you go back to? Are you not going around and asking your friends, this career, is it working? What do you think? No. Who called you here? Why are you here in the first place? Because the reason we are here, everybody, you watching me, my mom, the creator, the person who has created us, has a manual and knows the reason why he has made us individually, the way he has made us. So he knows where you're going to succeed. He knows why he has made you. It might be, I won't make you the selfish, but I want you to be the one that will be exporting fish greatly, making nice, and then you can be the certain brand here. Come on. Is that what he's calling you to? So if that's what he's calling you to, and now it's, the economy is so bad, would you now change? The question is, what do you do when it's looking stormy? Come on. You're going back to that person that said, come.
This man is a preacher, y'all.
I say, give me your offering. You go back to the person that said, come, and then he's the one that revalidates you and says, this is where I'm supposed to be. So that 2014, I was thinking of, you know what? This is not really working. This is even still, I've been out of school since 2010. Wow. It's 5 years now, almost. Right. So I don't try. I don't go audition where I don't do. And PCA was preaching and said, he was like someone like Stan now saying he was going to be doing something else.
Oh,
saying,
are you serious? Called you.
Yes, called my name. It's like, doing example, like when you want to do career, sometimes it's not about when it's Josie and say, like somebody like Stan Nze saying, say this
I
man,
just know that.
me that I'm already saying. So one of the things that were like confirmations,
Wow.
stay. And it was after, it was from 2015 that
The things, yeah. I mean,
so I looked my driest.
In 2016.
Yeah, so I looked my driest, but I was very close. In fact, I was in my breakthrough, but I was looking scruffy because I just made my film. So you would say I did like person with a suffer. Me, I know which thing I do. I just do film. So
Come on.
yeah, I made that sacrifice. Cancel say I get something when they come.
Yeah.
That film happened. We did a premiere from it, and then the proceeds from that made me my second film. And it was not 2015 eventually that we shot Yes I Don't. It was released in 2016, but we shot. It was that year. Doing no. I think it was 2016 actually. We shot Yes I Don't. 2015 was where I met Judith Awudu. Doors started opening. For the fact that I'd done a film and I was. People say see me in a different light. He produces now. Okay. And if you know the bad, interesting story. He's not as stupid as you thought. I did something for Trino Studios. The Encounter was the first short film I did for. I don't know if that's the first short film I did, but it was very remarkable. It was a very strong character. It was about the Biafran War.
Wow.
So people that have watched me before do teen-sell or just be a comedian, because I started off doing a lot of comedy. And you know how people just feel like people that do comedy are stupid. Comedy is great, but you know how if people don't know you personally, just think, that stupid guy. But a lot of people that do those things are very serious people. These people has a family. He's a family man. He has days too. He's not wanting to be a clown. But people just see as that's stupid.
It makes us laugh.
So anytime I went for auditions or anybody wanted to call me for stuff, it was comedy go feed do, because I did a lot of sitcoms. That was what was available at the time. So I was just doing the available. I was not doing the desirable. Yes, I was doing the available. I wasn't doing the desirable because the desirable was not available. That one popular before. I just twist them. So basically, so 2015, I like to think that that's my first job. It was very. If I left, so I was at the end of the tunnel. 2014.
That's amazing, and I think this will encourage somebody out there. You spoke about how your friend. I mean, people have to be careful of the same thing.
Yeah, and it was from a good place. So
but God used it.
Yes, to motivate me even more. Yeah.
So, but what occurred to me when a baby is coming out of the birth matrix? Yeah, it looks the ugliest.
Yes.
The face is squeezed and scrunched and punched.
Even the one carrying the baby most of the time looks even scruffy. Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah.
So sometimes you look your worst when you're about to do your best.
Yes.
Sometimes you look your worst, you're about to deliver your best. So if you're out there, don't be discouraged, don't be overwhelmed. So is that why you started working out?
Part of it, because of course I wanted to look different. I wanted to rebrand.
So that was 2015.
2015. I started working out in 2015.
Working out so that things can start working out.
Yes. I was working out so that things could start working out. I had friends that say, a friend of mine said, want to cast you for a married man, an older guy. It's hard to see you in that picture because you're still skinny. You look like you suffer. Yeah, I hit the gym. So I had to tell, I wasn't looking. So if you watch Bad Drop, you see how skinny I looked. Yeah. But I gave it to myself because it was my movie. Yeah, so I'm sure it was someone else's reason. I beg. So yes, acting was there, but I didn't. So I looked like a struggle, and in the script, too, the guy is not the struggling guy, you know. But how many of you want to do struggling, you know? So yes, I started working out. I was more deliberate with my diet. I was more deliberate with. I remember my cousin said, "Then if you want to add weight, just make sure say food your diet every day." For real. So every day, I remember one man in one market go to my street. I will go there and at least fufu. I will not miss it. Yes, yeah, you know the calories in fufu.
Wow.
The calories in fufu are calories. No, the calories in fufu are calories. No, the calories
in fufu will make you full.
See me carry and go. I see they count the calories. The calories.
The calories in fufu will put cars in your lorries.
What are cars doing in my lorries?
So it's a bit full now. You go pack and wait.
You pack them. Now lorry they use the pack cars.
Lorries now.
So some of this one you don't need to analyze. I just move on. So yeah, I started working out, changed my look. I did a photo shoot. You know, like all the things that I was very intentional.
Guys, yeah.
Very intentional. I shaved my hair. You know, let's look different. So I'll hit the gym, like I think it's 3 times, 4 times, you know. I've been doing the same thing over the years. I wasn't getting any rules. So I had to switch things up. So instead of using that time to keep attending auditions, I used it to develop myself. You know, got on. So I forgot to mention in 2010, I was in 2010, I attended, 2011 actually, I went for training, Stella Damasus Art Foundation. Stella Damasus Art Foundation. So she had like an academy where she was training, so you have to audition, and then if you pass, you get trained. So that sort of helped me reposition myself. So that was the same year I got on Tinsel, but it was still struggles. You know, I was working. In fact, my people would say, 𝐿𝐷𝐿𝐒. You know, I was on a big show, but I was the small guy on the big show. So
𝐿𝐷𝐿𝐒 was trying very hard to jump like an okuta.
No. 𝐿𝐷𝐿𝐒.
No, let's take one. Okay, that's rat.
No.
𝐂𝐷𝐿𝐒.
No.
Ahana's okay. Okay, tell me about okay.
Okay, big.
No,
so
I want to interpret. Okay. Okay. Someone that is big like a mountain.
Well, yeah. Okay, not okay. Okay, in Yoruba is high. Yeah.
So a big man.
Yeah, so okay, yes. So big name.
Okay, the big man that will become like Ahana in the future.
Is that the drive joke part? No, but you did not give me notice. You're right. Dams. Oh God. Somebody help me. That's so funny. Okay, honey, buwankita. It means big name that is killing a baby dog.
I see.
That's the literal.
Bigger than
so yes, you. So I was doing like big things. I was doing a big show because it was such a big deal to want to be on the show. But I was playing a small role as a day player at the time. So the cheese was not commensurate to the cheese was not commensurate to the Stan to the
rat.
No. I want to use something that sounds like cheese too. And that's like the way you do it now. The cheese is not commensurate to the ease. So then, oh God.
We can work with ease.
Don't make this statement. You don't stop making such statements, because if you make such statements,
no sentence.
I'm changing the sentence. What the back line me, because I'll sentence you to life imprisonment. Moving on.
This is hilarious, man. Nah, I mean, like, yeah, you used to do comedy, so
well,
because the way you spin all this,
right? No.
Okay, so that's amazing. I love the fact they're very strategic. A lot of creative people struggle with that. You know, they just like, let's just do, we just do.
True.
But I've seen certain things you've done, like the whole rebranding and all. Then your wife. Let's talk about your wife. How did you guys meet?
I met my
By the way,
wife.
I love your love.
Thank
and
you.
The way you guys just engage.
Thank you.
I think that you're really friends.
Yes, we are.
Yes. So
We
how
are.
did that happen?
I met my wife. The first time she said she met me, I didn't meet her. I didn't see her. She saw me, I'm a French guy, I know people, she saw me, I didn't see her.
This is after the rebranding.
Yes, no.
They're
I'd
working
done it.
on
I'd say working. I'd done a big film at the time, Just Not Married.
I see.
Just Not Married was 2015. We shot in 2015. It was out 2016. So I think in 2017, thereabouts, or sometime between 2016 and 2017, it's gone for. It went to Toronto International Film Festival, and then it was at the 𝐂𝐿 Film Festival here in Lagos. I think that's where we met for the first time, because she even showed me a picture.
Wow.
So I was,
picture.
yes, I was the star. So she remembers that she took a picture with me, but I didn't remember. It was when I announced the picture, I said, oh, wait, that's true. That's I right there. So we had gone for the 𝐂𝐿 Film Festival, and then she came for the festival as well. So, hi.
Yeah.
I didn't notice her until I think it was my birthday, 2017.
Okay.
I'd gone to distribute a film I'd done to a platform somewhere in Lagos, and I gave them the film, and one of the aggregators,
The film you produced.
Into the film I made in 2016, Colorless. So the aggregator there was like, oh, do you know Jessica? She's a, and I'm listening, but she's a producer. I said, producer, give us work. Now, you know how actors now always say, give us work now, So, we laughed about it. I didn't see her again until I was filming. So I was filming like maybe a month down the line in her estate. I'm not sure if it was a month or maybe a bit over a month. So we're in her estate. I know that after then we'll see ourselves at premieres and like, oh, my friend. Hey. So that's still on the surface, but I know that I liked her vibe. We had energy. Yeah. So I was shooting somewhere in her estate, Mobolaji. Johnson Estate in Lekki Phase 1. So we're on the street, and there she was. She had gone to give her wig to one of the salons in the estate for them to help her tongue. Yeah. And then she was like, it's my friend, this is your estate. My uncle, I don't catch me here since. Well, cook something, I'm coming to your house, See all this hungry actor. So she had gone home. So I didn't even make sense. It was a tough day. I didn't. Well, I was going to go, me.
Really?
But I didn't go that day because the shoot was really hectic. It was the next morning now. I got to set really early. I don't think the crew wasn't there yet. So I now said, which house did she enter? Which one is it in their house? So I went and knocked, and that's how she came out with. So I opened the gate, pushed the gate. She was with towel. She was trying to hang things on it. I said, my friend, I'm here again. Where's that food that you promised me yesterday? That's how she made. So at a point, they called me to come and shoot. So she packed the breakfast. I was on set when she came. Wow. So she now dropped it with the PM. When they say the way to a man's heart is the So I had the breakfast, and then I think I didn't see her again. Wow. So whilst I didn't see her again that day or so, it was the next day or so when I was waiting for them to shoot. So we're coming to the estate now often, so I was looking forward to seeing her. Yeah, did a movie while we were waiting for us to shoot. Started bonding, became friends, transitioned to best friends. Sure. Started spending so much. I just knew I liked her company. Yeah. And I was at a point in my life where I was doing things a bit differently. I was letting more. I used to not let people in. I used to guard my space so much. I used to be scared of what people would think about me. I used to be scared of what if they don't like me, what if. So I sort of would prefer, let's just be fast, so that you not tell me that I don't look good or my mouth is smelling. But you can, those things that seem like not compliments now, are the things that will brush you up and make you push yourself. If you always want to be where you will be celebrated and be the king, you might never really push the limits. So some of those comments will help, and especially when it's from a good place. Say, you did like person in the sofa. Are you going through a lot?
And that was what
you go look your house. I look at my hair, I never cut her. You go sit up. You go arrange. You always want to be so wow, they celebrate you. So I was in that place where I was taking people in, and voila. And I remember that day, is a particular night we spoke so much. When I told the script, things when I don't do, things when I never do, things what I go do for future, things we, and it was mutual.
Yeah.
It's without even knowing that anything, feelings would get, yeah. So I think it was a good place for us to start. I'm not sure that, of course, it's not all relationships will kick off that way, but that's something we have that's really priceless. So now there's nothing I really want to keep from my wife because I have opened up. I'm an open book. So for her, same thing. So it's sort of just helped us, talk about every and anything because that's how we started in the first place. Yeah.
All right, and that's how you start to roll, and you roll on, so you stay fresh.
That's how we started to roll and roll on, so we stay fresh.
Yeah, because it's a deodorant kind of setting. Meanwhile,
What's deodorant see? What's deodorant see?
Meanwhile, I'm curious to know the toothpaste you use because say you open up, so that means you don't use close up.
I don't use close up.
But close up, I sponsor.
Please come and sponsor our show.
At least we don't talk.
He uses close up,
I
but
use close up.
I use everything that anyone that can make my teeth clean.
All right, guys, this has been an amazing time. I had such a beautiful time laughing.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad.
Yeah, it was really good. Thank you so much for sharing. Thanks for all the amazing things that you do.
Thank you.
Right. What would you like to tell people? Let's say closing remarks before we go to the game segment.
What do I have to tell you? See, guys, stay consistent. Stay consistent. It's just so key. You might not feel like it right now, but once you are sure that this is what God has called you to, in whatever field you find yourself, keep doing it. If you become weary at some point and you feel like you cannot go any longer, go and talk to him. He will give you strength to carry on. For actors, more especially, if you want to act, I have people in my DM saying, I want to act. And I get to your page and there's no sort of monologue or any acting thing. How am I going to know that you can act? So unlike our days when you had to attend auditions, several auditions, your audition now is your camera. Put a camera in front of you. Try and make it, find a quiet place to do it. Make plain background, not plenty design. Let's just see you act. And nobody is a demon. If you have a craft that the world should see, if people see it, they will identify with it.
Come on.
So get on it.
Get on!
So that you can move on. So that you can get on. Let's go.
So that they can blow your
on. Okay. My sentence on is still standing. Do not make that kind of sentence again so that I do not sentence you to life imprisonment.
Guys, give it up for the one and only Stan. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Right after this, we're going to play a couple of games and it's going to be fun.
I have to win, oh.
Yes, sir. All right, so 2 games. The first one is I'm going to read some of my white paper podcasts. And you're supposed to fill in the blanks based on how you know I think and based on how I know the thing works.
All right.
Yeah, but I believe in you because I saw your pun game. By pun game, I don't mean PUN.
You mean PUN.
Let's be clear. I saw that game go up on this show.
On this show, yeah. So you believe in me that much?
I believe in you.
How many? Let me know
how many beliefs.
how I'll reserve my things.
No, just 2.
Okay.
So number 1, this one is easy. You may not be extra stout.
Okay.
You know, feed gym or workouts. You may not be extra stout, but you can be
You may not be extra stout,
but you can be
It can be you may not be extra stout, but you can be stout.
No.
It can be.
There's something.
Like it can be there's there. You may not be extra stout, but you can be
there's something, a popular brand, right?
Guinness that. You may not be
That's
extra.
connected to your industry. In your industry, if somebody is
Oh. But you cannot be extra star. You may not be extra star, but you can be macho. Can be.
no,
Wait. That's connected to my industry. More clues.
like
Because you will know it already.
That Odogo in your industry.
You may not be extra star, but you can be a dogu bitters.
Where Stan from?
I don't break the table. You may not be extra star, but you can be an odogu.
And no now, but English word for person will be like this guy don't try. This guy
You may not be extra star, but you can be a legend. Oh, you can be a legend. I didn't take it that long. Cool. Okay, that's true. I know they drink well. If not, I would not say, or you can be a tray for your wife.
All right, that nice one. So this one is very, very easy. Some people may try to diss your traction, but don't let them become your
attraction. Don't let them become your. Some people may try to diss your traction,
but don't let them become your
dice.
No, close.
Don't let them become your distraction. I'm getting better. By the time I come back on this show, now me go they give all these white papers, and me go they do the post.
You
go be
the host now.
Yes, but by the time you see me to my post tomorrow, I just carry.
Talking about posts, you have to write your own post now.
I have my post already.
I'll give you 2 keywords.
But I have my fly. And I have my sentence.
I'll give you 2 keywords. One of them is Stan. You must use Stan in
the sentence. Okay.
Do you want to use fly? That's cheat mode. I should give you something.
No, we're not recording when I said it's fly. I was flying on my fly.
So do you want to use that fly?
Yes.
Task yourself a little bit.
I can tax myself.
But you want to use fly.
In case I don't tax myself that much, just know that I have my fly already. But give me your word. I have Stan.
Rattlesnake. Stan and rattlesnake.
Is that time?
Or no, let's change it. Stan and Starboy.
Stan and Starboy.
There's time, but take your time. It's actually 1 minute, but I don't think anybody has done it within 1 minute. So,
don't go make mistake.
I will give you another one.
Oh, no. You know, say when you do your own, it's always very perfect.
Sometimes I've done one that was not perfect before I posted the one that was perfect. Sometimes.
Okay. Hey, some don't turn to lecture. Nigerian exam.
Oh my word.
Who made it laugh? I too much. I too much.
My name is Stan.
And I understand my standpoint. Hey, give
But I didn't put Star Boy inside.
Okay, Starboy be in. I thought it was understanding. Okay, two of them must be in one statement.
Don't worry, it's okay.
Okay, I can complete it. My name is Stan, and I understand my standpoint as a star.
Because I'm a point and I'm a star boy.
Oh, now it's not look as if you that told me what to do. No. My name is Stan, and I understand my standpoint. Because so don't turn to when they go write an essay about yourself. No, make a short because I'm a star boy. Hey, I understand my standpoint. For every point, I understand my standpoint at every point. At every point. I cannot write what you told me. at every point. I might use Starboy. You said that Starboy be this thing.
Starboy.
As at every point in my Starboydery. At every point as a Starboy. If you like, take it. If you like, leave it. Forget about it. If you don't get it, forget about it. At every point as a Starboy.
Your writing is nice, Shao.
I try. If also I put my mind to ram, right? I didn't think of plenty things. I didn't think of the sentence to construct. I didn't think of waiting to write. I didn't think. My people, do you see it?
Read it.
Can you see it? Now I need to add expression to it. Are you there?
Oh yeah. Oh, you guys need to capture this.
I used
I
to
need to take pictures. Oh dear Lord. You have to zoom it. Oh my
If
word.
anybody do anyone with fine pass like this, call me back on this show.
Derish.
Derish?
Derish.
For where? My name is Stan, and I will stand my standpoint at every point as a star boy. Gidze. Oh, gay. Oh, leave me mad, they go my ass. If I go embarrass my village people for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but me, I've been laughing all through this show. Like, man, this was hilarious.
And it wasn't just hilarious, it was very qualitative. Thank you for bringing your heart, bringing your mind, bringing your intelligence, bringing your wit, bringing your love, your energy. Thank you so much. And I believe in you and what you do. Pray strength, greater things.
Amen.
That beyond just being that shining star in Nollywood, you're actually going to be part of those that will build that system we're speaking about. You know, there's so much ahead. And thank you, man.
Thanks for having me. It's such a powerful and insightful show.
Thank you.
Kudos to you.
So guys, you've heard that powerful and insightful show. Tell everybody around you to be a part of this growing movement of viral wisdom, right? There's so much out there that we need to speak to, but not like, your lecturer or your tough-handed, high-handed religious leader. We just want people to make wise decisions and have a higher quality of life in a fun and easy to remember and apply way. So tell people about this, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow on every platform where we're streaming, and support this as much as you can. Until the next time, remember that there's great wisdom, so remain grateful and then be a grateful, but be greatly full of all the good things that God has given you for this generation. I'll see you in the next episode.
You know, go food, and food. And a fufu, please remember to eat great fufu.
Thank you so much, man. We're supposed to take some pictures.